guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. The thunderstorm has now subsided. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 9:43 a.m.
Right, so I don't normally take Max out really early in the morning, but I've been awake since 5:30 this morning. I feel washed out, tired, and I've spent most of my days since last week being indoors. Things are short, you know, the cost of living is really, really bad now. I nipped out to the shop yesterday afternoon and I had £7. I had to juggle around with £7. So I went out yesterday afternoon. I just want to, I've had a bit of a predicament recently which has put me off like mixing with people at the moment. I don't know whether it was done on purpose or it was just happened, but somebody kept pestering me and I've just spent most of my time just keeping away from people because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. You see, when I talk to someone to pass the time of day. When I say good morning and I talk to pass the time of day. This guy got the wrong idea. He got the wrong idea. I didn't give him any idea that I wanted him as a boyfriend or anything like that. He got the wrong idea. So when I put him straight and I said, no, I don't want you to do that, he did it again. Right, so I'm having to go out at different times to avoid this person because I don't mind being friends with the guy, there's no problem with that, but when he won't take no for an answer, what can I do? That's not my fault, is it? So I've gone out earlier this morning. Yesterday I went to the co-op with £7, like I said, £7 coins and mixed coinage. And I'm just trying to blend in with other people. I don't want to stick out like a sore thumb and I just want to get on with my day. And if it's quiet and I don't speak to anyone, then that's fine. That's okay by me. I was happy yesterday. I was happy as long as you're happy within yourself. Right, I've got to go out to the library at some point this week and take my library books back. A lot of bad things have happened to me lately and it's knocked my self-esteem back. It's made me feel awful being reported to the job centre when clearly I have an illness, and it was just disgusting. And it knocks you back, it makes you feel awful, but then you get back up on your feet again. The videos I do are done indoors. I'm not outside. I haven't been on holiday in 12 years. I don't have a car. I have to walk and I have no carer. I've asked my doctor for some help. Funnily enough, before I was reported to the job centre, I said this depression that I'm getting is really, really severe and I'm worried about myself and I need to speak to somebody. That was before I got the letter from the job centre reporting me. I'd actually gone to the doctors for help. I'm being seen at least once a month by the doctors because at the moment I've been going through severe depression through bullying online and offline and just vicious people doing vicious things to me. It takes a lot for me to go outside. It really does. You wouldn't believe it, but it does. Just to go outside and face what goes on out there, it takes a lot for me to do that. Right, so yesterday, £7. What did £7 buy me? The Sun newspaper, 2 bottles of Coca-Cola, which is now £2.40 for 2. I got got a Yuzu milk drink and a Turkish delight, and it was hot yesterday, so I got myself a lolly. Now one lolly is £2.40, so that's £7 gone on hardly anything. I didn't buy any meals, no bread, no milk, no nothing like that. I just had £7, right? It's because someone reported me to the job centre because they thought I'd obviously been left money by my dad, and I haven't. I've got no savings at all. I'm just like everybody else, struggling to make ends meet. But you know, when people think, oh, someone's got some money, they report you to places, and then they've just got the wrong end of the stick. My mum's worker phoned the housing up and said that my mum had come into some money, and now my mum has to pay rent. She has to pay her rent. A worker helped my mum disclose the money that she'd been left by my dad, and she pays her rent. So you see, when someone gives you a gift, if it's over a certain amount of money, you have to, and you're on benefits, you have to use that gift to pay your rent, you see. And that's what happened with my mother. And she's a pensioner. Jennifer is an old age pensioner. She's 77, she gets pension. And anyone that thought they were reporting my mother to the benefit system, she's 77 years old and she doesn't get a benefit, she gets pension. So we've got someone out there that's got the wrong end of the stick, who's going around willy-nilly just being spiteful. So you've got to deal with it, but the police and the benefit system and even my housing are well aware that there's a savage beast going around being spiteful. They're aware of it, right? They're well aware. There's notes on my housing, there's notes on the benefit system, and the police have got loads and loads of references to this evil person. But we don't actually know who it is, because they're very, very clever. They hide behind fake profiles and hide themselves. And you can't trace their phone numbers because they keep changing their SIM cards. So this is what I got from the co-op yesterday. Sublime Lime, 2 bottles of Coca-Cola. A banana yuzu, because I'd rather be hydrated than stuff myself full of food in this hot weather. So, what has happened? Well, I did that video, and then my mum rang just after the video was uploaded to YouTube, which was enough time for someone to watch it. My mum gave me a call from Durrell Gardens in Chatham. She gave me a call. She said, I haven't got money to give you to Nestra, but I can give you some money for a takeaway. I can pay your taxi up and back, but there's nothing else. There's no dog food, there's no cat food. Right, so fair enough. If that was meant to make me annoyed, it hasn't. I've looked after myself quite well since last time I saw my mum last Tuesday. I've been on my own, I've had no company, I've had no support, and I don't get neighbours coming in to see me, and I don't get any care workers at the moment. But I've got a very, very good doctor at the moment who is really trying to help me. So I'm going to be talking to a nurse from the doctor's surgery later on this week or next week about my severe depression brought on by bullying and being isolated with hardly anyone to talk to. And every time I do try to talk to somebody, it's like someone gets jealous and tries to stop me speaking to someone, right? So I'm battling this on my own at the moment. I'm battling this. So I took my mother's phone call. and immediately I start to feel unwell. So my mum has rung me up, said she's got nothing for me really. I'm welcome to come up, or I can come up later on in the week. And she said that she, Jennifer, has been feeling ill. So I put the phone down and I immediately start to feel dizzy. Dizzy. I get a pain in my spine in the back and I feel dizzy after speaking to my mother. And I decide to take Max out for a walk in case I get a migraine. Because last time I spoke to my mother on the phone, which was last Wednesday, I was extremely ill after the phone call and had a severe headache. So I put my yellow coat on and trousers and Wellingtons because it was raining and the field is muddy, but it is still hot. So I was already feeling dizzy and faint before I left the building. So I put some rubbish in the bin. Nobody seems to be talking to me at the moment, and that's fair enough. I can cope with that. If someone wants to send me to Coventry, big deal. That ain't a punishment, that's a relief. So I crosses over the road because I live opposite Ines Apartments. So I crossed over the road and immediately there's a van, a white van, driving around the corner of Ines Apartments and right in the middle where I'm walking. So I dodge out the way, go onto the field. The builders are working, they're just builders being builders, like being loud and rowdy. Walk up the path and you've got this, the eye of the tiger, a man and his will to survive, from the Rocky films, was playing opposite. There's puddles, so I've got my wellies on, I'm stomping in the puddles, I'm enjoying the walk with Max and trying to keep upright because I feel dizzy. The heat is unbearable. There's a guy in a blue t-shirt with black hair walking towards me. I walk out the way, walk around, there's more builders working on that school, walk around, and then there's more people coming onto the field. I walk off and I've spoken to no one. It's like, that guy that came up to me said that he could be my chaperone. Chaperone. Alexa, what is a chaperone?
Chaperone is a noun and verb meaning a person, usually a married or older woman, who, for propriety, accompanies a young and married woman in public or who attends a party of young unmarried men and women.
Well, that's exactly what he said. He said, I could be your chaperone. So now I feel like I'm being frightened, so that I need to ask someone for help to walk around the field with me. And I don't want this guy. I don't want him. He's not a chaperone anyway because he's very, very thin. He's all hunched over. And he couldn't be a chaperone to anyone. He certainly couldn't be a bodyguard or a bouncer. He's very tiny and hunched over. That's what I feel. I feel like I'm being frightened into asking this guy to be my chaperone. I don't need one. And you should be able to choose who you want to be with, not someone forced on you that you don't want. So I managed to get back. I felt very, very hot in a coat, trousers and Wellington boots. But it is wet on the field, and if you wear shorts, you're going to get wet legs, So the cleaners at the moment are in the building. The cleaners, a black-haired guy with a blonde, like the police that used to come out. When I used to ring the police on my father, there used to be a black-haired policeman and a blonde woman. And they used to be chewing gum when they used to sit outside in the car. And that was when I was told, if you report this, I was told not to report something against my father by the Kent police, and I was told to retract my statement. Otherwise I would go to jail, and the crime was happening to me, and I was told if I continued to make a statement they would arrest me and take me off to jail, and that's how you kept quiet. Threatened by the police. I was threatened by the police to keep my mouth shut. My dad's dead now anyway, so they can't do anything. I didn't commit a crime, it was done against me. And nothing was ever consensual. It wasn't consensual. And I'm certainly not going to get into another relationship that's forced on me, thank you very much. I'm an adult and I should be able to choose who I sleep with, who I walk around with. It shouldn't be forced on someone. I find that when you stick up for yourself, they don't like it. So I'm getting the silent treatment at the moment because I won't do this shit. So I don't want to. I'm an adult. I'm not a toy that someone plays with. So if you don't do as you're told, they ignore you and pretend you're not there. But as soon as you get involved in their shit, they're all over you. It's being nice, saying hello, but then you feel disgusting and dirty afterwards. Do you know what I mean? That's what happened at Lansdowne Court. You feel dirty and disgusting afterwards. That ain't attention. That's being used for sex. That ain't attention. That's being exploited. And I'm in my 50s now. It started when I was 34, this internet exploitation. I was 34. Over 20 years of internet exploitation and bullying, sexual, which destroyed my life and split me up from my kids. Some perverts in the internet. And the internet first came out in early 2000s, and you mean, who hears of paedophiles in the internet? They were in the internet, paedophiles, looking for children to abuse. And I was a mother with kids, wasn't I? I was a mother with kids and I was stupid. But I had never heard. The internet was just coming out. And, I'd only been using it for a couple of years. I'd never heard of paedophiles looking for women with children on the internet. And they weren't interested in me, they were interested in my kids. And I ended up getting split up from my children. And there's a massive cover-up somewhere along the line. Massive cover-up. So my mum wants me to go up to hers today. But she hasn't got much for me. And I have to be on my guard because I've had dangerous taxis with bits missing, wing mirrors broken, and reckless driving. But otherwise I will see nobody. If I don't see my mum, I won't see anybody. I'll just be trapped indoors like a slave and a prisoner. So I have to go out, and I have to go in these cars that aren't roadworthy. They shouldn't be on the road. It's not madness, because I've taped things and the police are just not interested. If you've got video evidence and photographic evidence, they're not interested. They don't care. That guy that verbally abused me, I took his photograph. They weren't interested. They didn't care. There's some fucking bogus underhand shit going on. Trying to make out I'm mad to cover it up. And if I'm mad, why was I reported to the job centre? Apparently my illness isn't as bad as it is. And that's when the builders started leaving the Scooby-Doo bowl out, and people tried to annoy me to make me act mad. My illness isn't madness, it's being sexually abused, which can replicate madness when you're sexually abused. Because I don't like being too close to men. And when that guy came up to me and I believe assaulted me, because I told him not to do it, it's happening again. And because I won't do it, I'm being subjected to the silent treatment. Nobody will speak to me. But I'm not being forced into free prostitution and being abused by men. I won't do it. There's girls out there, teenage girls being exploited, sex trafficked and used for sex. Some men beat and hit women and are allowed to get away with it. Right? We're not slaves. We're human beings. See you later.